There were mixed emotions for players at the Buenos Aires Lawn Tennis Club on Thursday. Dominic Thiem, image via @SportsVision. Top seed Dominic Thiem has made a winning start to the Argentina Open after triumphing in what was his first competitive match for a month. The Roland Garros finalist has been absent from the tour in recent weeks after retiring from the Australian Open due to illness. During his absence, Thiem underwent a series of tests to establish the root of his problem and has been cleared to return to the tour. Taking on Germany's Maximilian Marterer in his opening match on Thursday, the Austrian powered his way to a 6-4, 6-4 victory, converting 4 out of his 8 breakpoint opportunities. However, there is still room for improvement for Thiem, who only managed to win 48% of the points behind his second serve. The victory is his 10th consecutive at the tournament in Buenos Aires. "I like the conditions here. I was able to develop a good performance to win it," Thiem said afterwards. This week the world number 8 is being mentored by Nicolas Massou, a former top 10 player who is best known for winning a gold medal at the 2004 Olympic Games. It is understood that the partnership is set to last only a week. However, Austrian newspaper Kleine Zeitung have suggested that it could be extended if proven successful. In the quarter-finals, Thiem will take on Pablo Cuevas. Cuevas, who has won all 6 of his ATP titles on the clay, knocked out Portuguese 5th seed João Sousa 6-4, 7-5. "He is one of the best players on the clay," said Thiem. "We already played at Roland Garros and a Master 1000, so I'm expecting an open match." Thiem is currently tied at 2-2 in his head-to-head with the Uruguayan player. Farewell continues. His goodbye to our 3-time champion David Ferrer has played his last ever match at the Buenos Aires Lawn Tennis Club. The Spaniard, who will officially retire from the tour in May, was edged out in a 3-set roller coaster against Albert Ramos Vinolas. Ferrer failed to convert 2 match points during the second set as he suffered a 3-6, 7-6, 9, 6-3 defeat. "I feel at home because of the love the crowd have for me. Loved," Ferrer said following his loss. "Without a doubt, it is very special since I will not step on this court again. What I will miss most is your affection." Ferrer is one of only 2 players in history to have won the tournament 3 years in a row. The other was Argentine legend Guillermo Vilas during the 1970s. Following his first round win, there was a special presentation conducted to honor his career. Attendees to the on-court presentation included Gabriela Sabatini, Martin Jate, Federico Del Bonis, Marc Lopez, Diego Schwartzman, Juan Ignacio Chela, Mariano Zabaleta, Juan Monaco and Gaston Gaudio. Ferrer's conqueror Ramos Vinolas will take on 4th seed Diego Schwartzman next. Schwartzman defeated Algis Badini 6-4, 2-6, 6-2. This year's Brisbane champion Kei Nishikori cruised past Ernest Gulbis 6-1, 6-4 to advance to the quarter-final at the ABN AMRO World Tennis Tournament in Rotterdam. Nishikori reeled off the first 12 points of the match and broke serve twice to race out to a 5-0 lead. The Japanese star went up an early break at 15 in the first game of the second set. Gulbis broke back in the 6th game to draw level to 3-3, but Nishikori broke for the 4th time in the 9th game and served out the match 6-4 with an ace in the 10th game. Nishikori lost just once in his 11 matches played this year. He beat Daniil Medvedev in the final in Brisbane and reached the quarter-final at the Australian Open before losing to eventual champion Novak Djokovic. Nishikori sets up at quarter-final against Hungary's Martin Fucsovics, who beat Nicolas Basilashvili 7-6, 7-1, 6-1. Basilashvili got the first break of the match in the 5th game of the opening set to take a 3-2 lead. Fucsovics pulled the break back in the 10th game at 15 to draw level to 5-5 before winning the tiebreak 7-1. In the second set, Fucsovics broke 3 times in the 1st, 3rd and 7th games to win the 3rd set 6-1. Fucsovics continues his impressive period of form 1 week after finishing runner-up to Daniil Medvedev in the final of the Sofia Open. Jo-Wilfried Tsonga edged Talon Griekspoor 7-6, 7-5, 6-1 to secure his spot in the quarter-final against Daniil Medvedev. Tsonga lost to Medvedev 7-6, 7-2, 6-2 in the semi-final of the Brisbane International. Griekspoor fended off 4 set points on serve in the first set before Tsonga closed out the tie-break 7-5 with an unreturned serve after 54 minutes. Tsonga broke serve in the third game of the second set when Griekspoor made 2 consecutive forehand errors. Tsonga got his third break with a backhand return winner to close out the match, improving his winning streak to 7 matches. Last week, Sofia Open champion Daniil Medvedev beat Fernando Verdasco 6-2, 7-5 after 1 hour and 34 minutes to reach the quarter-final at the ABN AMRO World Tennis Tournament in Rotterdam. Medvedev went up a double break to build up a 3-0 lead. Verdasco pulled a break back in the fourth game, but Medvedev converted his second breakpoint chance at deuce in the seventh game and held his serve at 30 to take a 6-2 lead. Verdasco saved 5 breakpoints in 3 different games in the second set, which went on serve until the 11th game, when Medvedev earned the break with a backhand winner. The Russian player closed out the match with a serve and volley, extending his win-loss record in 2019 to 13 wins in 15 matches. Medvedev will face either Montpellier champion Jo-Wilfried Tsonga or Dutchman Talon Griekspoor. I play with a lot of self-confidence. Today was a day of keeping the ball in play and not make mistakes. It took a long time in the second set before I could break his serve, but it finally worked, said Medvedev. Damir Dzumhur edged Mikhail Kukushkin 6-4, 7-6, 7-3 in 1 hour and 43 minutes, setting up the quarter-final against Frenchman Gael Monfils. Dzumhur saved a break point in the fourth game before breaking serve in the ninth game at 30 to take a 5-4 lead. The Bosnian player served out at 15 to win the first set 6-4. Dzumhur went up a break at 15 in the first game of the second set, but Kukushkin broke straight back at deuce to draw level to 1-1. Kukushkin saved a total of 6 breakpoints in the third, seventh and ninth games to hold his serve. Dzumhur raced out to a 6-1 lead, earning 5 match points in the tie-break. Kukushkin saved the first 2 match points, but Dzumhur converted his third chance to seal the second set. There was mixed fortunes for American players at the Nassau Coliseum. John Isner at the 2018 ATP Finals, image by Johnny Chacha, copyright at Johnny Chacha. Top seed John Isner has returned back to the winner's circle after defeating Bernard Tomic 7-6, 7, 6-4 in the second round of the New York Open. Isner, who received a bye in the first round of the tournament, dominated on his serve throughout the match, firing 27 aces past Tomic and dropping just 9 points behind his serve. In the opening set, the American fended off a trio of set points during the tiebreaker. In total, there was only 1 break of serve in the entire match, but it occurred at the most significant moment. As Tomic served to stay in the match at 4-5 down in the second frame, Isner applied the pressure before triumphing on his 6th match point. I definitely served very well, Isner said after the match. I was down a set point in the first set and I came up with 3 aces. I'm happy to be in the quarterfinals. Last year I lost my first match here, hopefully I continue to improve. The win awards the 33-year-old his first victory of the season. Isner experienced a disappointing start to the year with early tournament losses to Taylor Fritz in Auckland and Riley Opelka at the Australian Open. However, he has maintained his top 10 position and is currently ranked 9th in the world. I had a long time to stew over again not doing well down under. Isner said, I didn't do well in Australia and it's like I had another off-season. I wasn't feeling too great after that. I was very eager to get out here and play and very happy to win. In the quarterfinals, the American will take on 7th seed Jordan Thompson. Thompson recovered from a set-down to defeat Chris Eubanks 4-6, 6-1, 6-4. What are John Isner's thoughts on his next opponent at Jordanthimo 2? The 23-year-old stunned last year's runner-up Steve Johnson 6-4, 4-6, 7-6, 4, saving 2 match points during the closing stages of the match. I just knew I had to make returns, and obviously the hardest game for him to hold is the last one of the match, ATPTour.com quoted Schneuer saying. I just hung in there and put some pressure on him. Schneuer will next take on Italian veteran Paolo Lorenzi, who defeated Ryan Harrison.